Hey guys, Oriental Massage Parlor by your house here with another video. This time it's not a card trick tutorial, but rather a fidget move that some might even call cardistry, but I won't because I have a normal social life. Some people like to have cards in their hands to satisfy the necessity to fidget, and luckily for you, your boy Pig Cake has your back. So let's just
jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it.
So this move doesn't actually serve any particular function other than satisfying your need to fidget with a deck of playing cards. Now this particular cut uses about half of an old cut that I saw in an old Jeff McBride tape that looks a little bit like that. It was known as the Draylin cut. I could barely ever do it with an entire deck of cards, but it forms the basis for this particular move. So the move itself looks like this, and as you can see, it doesn't really serve a function other than just keep your hands busy. As a matter of fact, if you try to use it in one of those Instagram videos to show off to all the cardisters, you'll get laughed at, which doesn't really matter because cardister opinions don't really matter. Speaking of which, if you guys want the new line of Pig Cake anti-cardister merch, make sure to get them while they're fresh and rep that no cardistry life. There's a couple different options you can get, and make sure to check them out in the description below. So there are a couple different ways of doing this fidget move, each one just as sad as the other. So let's do one of those vlogger transitions right into the explanation. Wait a minute. Did you actually think I was gonna show you this move without plugging some Pig Cake paraphernalia, such as the Pig Cake Card Academy, which is home to over 60 videos and counting, taking you from a beginner all the way to an expert in card magic. Oh boy, when are new videos added? Every Tuesday and Thursday. What do the videos cover? They cover moves, they cover theory, they cover history. So go ahead and check that out and enroll into the Pig Cake Card Academy today. But wait a minute, you don't have time for the academy? Well, I got your back. You could check out some dope tricks to get your beak wet, and you could even use the code PiggyShill to get 15% off all of the projects. You know what they say, sometimes you just gotta do it, or eat fresh. Either way, check the description for all the links. Oh, hey there. Did somebody order a pizza with extra sausage? Well, this is the wrong pizza because it's not a pizza. It's actually a deck of cards. So I'm going to show you the move with half of the deck because it's a lot easier to learn that way, and also lessens the chances of you dropping the cards. Obviously, as you advance in loneliness, you'll be able to do the cut with more cards and solidify your virginity. So here's the move itself. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pull down with your pinky approximately half of this packet. You see this? You're pulling down with your pinky approximately half the packet. Now after that takes place, you're gonna insert your ring finger inside of the break that you just created. So that's the first action of this particular cut, inserting your ring finger. Now the next step is gonna be very important because that is what's going to spin this packet around, very similar to that Draylin cut that I alluded to earlier from Jeff McBride's Card Manipulations, I believe, Volume 2. Look at that for crediting. Don't come after me, Draylin or Draylin. You get it? It's so here you're pulling down with your pinky, and now you're gonna clip the packets between your middle finger and your ring finger. What this is gonna do is that when you extend both of these fingers, this packet is actually going to swerve counterclockwise from the rest of the deck. So from this side, it looks like this. That's what's happening right here. Now, of course, in the action of this taking place, you're going to notice that at some point, the upper original left side of the packet is going to actually be able to come in contact with your thumb. So let's go over that one more time. You're pulling down with your pinky, inserting your ring finger, and then using the middle finger and the ring finger of your left hand to extend, which is going to twirl that packet up in this very nice sort of PG position. Now, once you finish that rotation, you're going to make contact with your thumb, which is going to put downward pressure. You see that downward pressure? Oh boy, how thick is that downward pressure? What that's going to allow you to do is to actually lever that packet over and turn it onto the thumb. So that downward pressure allows you to swerve that packet and almost coalesce it, but guess what? You have a little bit of a thumb sandwich because your thumb's in the way. You see that? Which allows you to extend your thumb and take out the card at the, you see this card at the face? It allows you to take that card out. And now, by putting more pressure, you're gonna be able to spin that card on top of the deck. Here is where you can go into two different variations of this little fidget move. One looks like this, where you put that card in the bottom. The other looks like this, where you put the card and score it up on top of the deck. So let's go into the bottom one first, because bottoms up. So now you're in this position. All you're gonna do is put pressure and revolve this card around, I would say, the upper left corner of this half. And what's gonna happen there is you're gonna notice that at some point that card's gonna turn over, and you just continue the action with your thumb, replacing that card underneath and letting the packet coalesce with the rest of your hand. So in action, the move looks a little bit like this. You see this? It's not really a pretty cut, but it satisfies the need for you to fidget with the cards in a very satisfying fashion for you. And the method to get the card on top is when you get to this position where this card is on top, you're just gonna keep pushing towards the right with the thumb, which is inevitably going to have the left edge touch these fingertips and allow you to just turn that card over on top of the deck. So that one at speed looks like that. There you go. You see, that's a nice little bit of a swerve action, as the youngsters like to say. So yeah, these moves don't really serve any function in terms of cardistry. They'll laugh at you, and again, it doesn't really matter. Their opinions really don't matter whatsoever. But you could just have a deck in your hands while you're, I don't know, typing away in the keyboard or just looking at a movie. Not outside though. Not outside. You don't want to do this outside, because then people look at you and they laugh at how little of a life you have. And if you want, you could even link this move up with your regular cardistry moves and show all the people that you really don't have a life, especially if you do one of these, one of those. So that's it, man. That's it. You guys are really champs for keeping up with this. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your continuous watching of my videos, and I hope to see you guys in future videos and projects. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of advice. Some of you guys that have stayed, usually I found that at least 70% of people leave after I say, hey guys, that's it, which is the case with most videos. So for those of you guys that have stayed, you're gonna get a little bit of advice here. When your garbage truck comes to pick up your garbage, it's useful if the actual unit where the garbage is put in is actually on the curb. That's some good advice. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to use dominoes to get more points any way that I order, either by phone, online, or in store. They work hard to make it easy for you to get free pizza. High five this pizza box, and I'll really your, that's not English. Oh, it'll be like you're really high-fiving us. That was English. Whew.